Hey Bear,
Hey, Al.
how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. I've been sick all weekend, but I'm good.
What you, what, cold?
hmm I really started feeling it on Friday while I was at work. Um, then when I got home, it was just down here hill from there.
Oh,
So
no.
I'm eating tonight some herbs. I'm not drinking
Okay.
wine. I got some herbs and water.
And it looks
I
like
was
you got the
best.
robe on. You got the
Huh?
robe on?
This is not a robe. This is my long duster from Target. He
Keep
comes
you
to
nice
my
and
ankles.
comfy.
Yep.
Well, you
How's
showed up.
hey, they say hi, Harlow. They say hi. Oh,
Okay.
hold on. Let me fix her cocoa melon back.
Okay. Hi, Arkansas Barbie. You and Ella be drinking on the same thing tonight, in a sense. I know you got your lemon water and she have her herbs, so y'all got the same thing going
Excuse
on.
me. How was
I
recess
said you and
yesterday?
Arkansas Barbie. I said you and Arkansas Barbie are drinking on almost the same thing.
Oh, water.
Yeah, she had her lemon water, and then you have your herbs.
My herbs. My little home remedies.
Can you hear that echo
Mm-mm.
when I talk? Do you hear an echo?
Mm-mm.
I must just be hearing it here. It's cool. I can
You want
hear
to
it here.
jump out and jump back in?
Oh no, no, no! It's the living
Oh,
room.
okay. Oh, okay.
No, yeah, yeah, no. It's just the. It's. I was like, oh, that's crazy. It's changing the sound. So yeah.
Oh,
Well, you made it. I'm so glad you're here.
I'm I'm here. It's a commitment. I'm here. Even if I don't feel good, I'm still here. Yes,
I
I'll be
love it. I
good.
love the commitment, and I appreciate it. She said, join the club. It's been such a crazy
I made
weekend.
some fresh juice this morning, some fresh green juice. I just been sipping on my tea, my water. I've been having Theraflu here and there, and I only got it because it's the sleepy kind that puts me to sleep.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, I just been blending. This is a little herbal blend that I made. So I just been sipping on that too
Hmm.
and stuff. So, ooh, I got dark under my eyes. Maybe it's just the light. Ooh, I should have put on
It's
some
kind of
concealer,
light. You don't look.
bitch.
It's not
Maybe
coming
I
through
should have
dark.
put on some concealer or something.
It's not coming through dark.
The only reason my hair looks a little bit like this because I took a shower earlier and put some curl stuff in it.
No, it doesn't look dark like you think it didn't look dark like that.
Oh, okay.
You're good. You
Maybe
showed
it
up.
could be the light. Let me do that. I don't know. I'll put it back down. Anyway, um, how was recess? Or well, I guess we'll talk about that this week. But
Yeah,
was it a good night?
amazing. I had such a
Yeah,
blast. It was good. I had a great
that's
time.
good. That's good.
It was what I wanted it to be. She said, "You are fine." Yeah, she is. She looks good. Some people can't even look like this. You know what I mean? They got to put the makeup on. This is like if this is sick face, what does fresh face look like?
Bad ass bitch.
You doing it? Okay. Well, I've got my wine here, and
Let me see.
I'm so glad I'm over this. Remember, I had them pick
You
all
want
of
the
them.
bitter stroke.
This is the last one. And what's messed up about this one is she told me that this is gonna be a little different. She's like, this may be a little different. So the other ones were already getting me. So I don't even know. It says dry Riesling.
Oh yeah, it's not sweet.
When she put it in there, she's like, but it's got a little sweet. So it's a dry Riesling. It's Rancho Soledad, and it's got it has notes of citrus, apple, ooh, and pear. And I'm not a big pear
Ain't
lover.
none of that sweet. Which
And it's
apple?
13.5%.
It's
Wow.
not sweet. There's levels to Riesling, and that ain't no sweet Riesling.
It says the result is a crisp and refreshing white wine with characteristic mineral notes. Enjoy chill with fresh seafood or your favorite appetizer. I'm gonna be careful with this.
Yeah, it's not sweet. I'm just telling you now.
Arkansas Barbie says she loves a dry Riesling. Well, I'm trying different things, and this was about I want to say $15.
That's not bad.
But when you put them all together, because she made the cart, it brought it down to like 6. So if you buy in bulk with them, and she was picking out the difference, it was like $6 or something like that. Yeah. So that's what I'm drinking on. And I know Arkansas Barbie's got the lemon water. So we're gonna pour. I'm gonna pour my stuff now.
While you pouring, let me go pour a little more water.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back. I just have to pour just a little more so the rest of the herbs can steep. I have been taking these cough drops, but these things are coated with zinc, so your mouth is coated, and it makes you lose your taste buds and everything. It got such a weird medicinal taste to it.
Ooh,
I have these cough drops. My girlfriend gave them to me.
Well, is it getting the job done? Is it that way to do something for your throat, or just what's it for?
It made me feel so much better.
Oh, okay, that's just a byproduct of it.
But it tastes like you taste some straight up something from the asylum.
Oh no.
Well, cheers to another.
This is our 8th one.
Yep, and the last day of the month, or last Sunday of the month. So,
cheers. The time is flying by. Cheers, cheers. And I know we don't have any birthdays in there, but I know it's not your birthday.
Cheers too.
I'm thinking. You see how I put my wine down because I don't even want to drink it. I cheers and then put it right down because I'm drinking.
You're dreading it.
Yeah, because it said dry.
You better drink that. Take that first sip. Let's see. It's a bitter bitch.
You know, it's
4 times to throw a bitter bitch. It's been 4 weeks, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not, it's not, you have to really have this with food. It's not like I've had other stuff where it's just like, oh, I can't. I would sip this and eat, and I'm eating something too, and sip and eat. This has to be paired with something. Yeah, I wouldn't just sit and just be drinking this like the sweet stuff that I like. Yeah. So it's not horrible, but I definitely, and I would like to have, I know why they said seafood. I would love to have this with some seafood pasta, even some fettuccine Alfredo or something. I could have that with this. It's not bad. So yeah. It's just not, I'm so used to where the sweet stuff, I can just drink it all by itself. That's not this. No.
Well, mine is slightly sweet because I put agave. I don't always put agave. But right here, I've got some peppermint leaf, some spearmint leaf, some mullein leaf, some holy basil, some gatu cola.
Oh.
And I feel like it's one other herb, and I can't think of it. But that's what all this is trailing in here.
All that from the cabinet, from your cupboard?
Yep, all my herbs. And that's not even half. I've got 20, 25 different herbs up there, maybe 30.
Wow.
I keep them on deck.
Man, it's like, go see, you know how they say, go see the lady up in the mountains?
Mm-hmm. To be honest, I be telling people I'm Raleigh's best kept secret. I'm the one with the herbs. All these other people be having they be having the herbs and stuff. I don't think they be having the herbs like I got.
Man, well then you probably
I made sea moss. I got sea moss in there. I got some ginger shots, some turmeric shots in there. Yeah.
I got a you just said that. My friend gave me this the other day. It is Bragg's organic apple cider vinegar probiotic shot with carrot juice. I just haven't gotten the nerve to open it yet. but
Yeah.
it's not, but it's carrot ginger, apple cider vinegar, and when you were saying that, I thought about it. It's got ginger puree or organic ginger extract, honey, um, apple juice, carrot juice, apple cider vinegar. I just don't know. I think I'm gonna save this. Like, yeah,
It's going to be strong because of the apple cider vinegar.
I don't
I'm
like
pretty
that.
sure
And
it's addictive.
I
Yeah.
heard it do something to your teeth if you drink a lot of it.
I think it's the acid because if you drink too much to it, it could have adverse reactions to your stomach. And people
That's
be
jacked
drinking
up.
like crazy.
That's jacked up.
So,
Well, I had before we jump into our bowls, because this is not even spicy, I forgot to send you this because as I'm looking at things, I see stuff and then I look. I saw where um there was a couple and the couple the wife was telling the husband, I did the threesomes and everything for you. I did all that to try to keep up with your sex drive. I thought about this because the conversation we had last week about
mhm.
keeping the fire. So she was frustrated because they're not together anymore and they have children. And she was saying, I participated in so many threesomes to try to keep up with your sex drive, and I did that for you. That wasn't something I wanted to do. And so his thing was, you didn't have to, and you were there for everything, every sexual experience, everything. You was right there, so you should be cool with whatever comes from it. But their issue now, she's hurt by it. They're not together. She's saying because of just the things she subjected herself to, trying to keep up with him in the area of, like, intimacy. That's the reason why they separate now, because he started having sex with other people and she wasn't a part of that. And I thought about the topic we had last week about keeping the fire, in your relationship. And that was it was interesting to me because when we were talking about the heels and all that stuff, that wasn't even something we talked about. Like, what if it was a situation like that? What if your husband wants to, sleep with other people and stuff? For me, that's a deal breaker because I feel like those are some things I needed to learn before, not after.
Yeah.
And if you're with someone that has an appetite or physically they need to continue to be, being with other people, that don't work for me. But
Yeah.
it might be okay for someone else. But it was interesting that she was open to doing all that, and
Mhm.
then their relationship still dissolved. And now she's like, she's upset to have kids and stuff. And it's like, I did all that for you, and now we're not even together, and because you was cheating. And I'm just like, dang, that sucks.
But and I got this in my bowl. So I don't even know if I might as well pull my own little thing and make it a little topic.
You can. We
It,
can start. I mean, if it's not like last week's keeping the fire, if it's something else, what is it?
it ties into what you're talking about, just the whole thing of like being in a agreeing to be in an open relationship or agreeing to different sexual acts with your partner and the consequences that come with it.
So let me write that down because that's going to be our first topic because that's a good one. Are you going to?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go into your bowl, or do you want to
Yeah,
go with that?
that's my topic. I might as well say, this
So what
list
was it?
since
What
we're
did you
already
say?
talking about it.
Yeah, what were you saying? L B.
Agreeing,
Uh huh.
agreeing to be in an open relationship and the consequences that come with it.
This is spicy.
And um, some people agree in the beginning of the relationship, and
Mm-hmm.
some people agree midway in the relationship. But at the end of the day, I feel like if you have morals or if there's things that you will never do,
Mm-hmm.
if there's things you know you'll never do and you don't feel comfortable doing, why would you ever agree to it? You know what I'm saying? Like, before you got married, did you know of your husband's appetite for sexual relationships with multiple partners? Because if you did, that was your out. Like, I know it's easier said than done, but why do we as women always put ourselves in these predicaments thinking that a man is going to change, or we have it all to make him maybe just want us? You know what I'm saying? And then in the end, we're the ones that end up heartbroken, or in this woman's case, I don't know who the woman is, in her case, with kids and not in that relationship anymore, you know? So for me, it's like, again, like we talked last week, was this something that was discussed ahead of time and you just wanted to go along with it because you loved him and you want him to be happy and satisfied? But what about you being happy and satisfied? You know what I'm saying? Like, why put yourself in such a predicament? Nothing's going to change if this man has always wanted multiple women and wanted his relationship, you know. Sorry, I should have buckled her in her stroller. She over here climbed out the stroller. But you get what I'm saying? Oh, hold on, the thing kept freezing. You know what I'm saying? Like, why even put yourself through that if you know that's not what you want? Because at the end of the day, why is it that you want to keep satisfying the man and you're not being satisfied or fulfilled? You're probably doing this and feeling like filth. You know? What are your thoughts, Vera? But because I already know you said it's a deal breaker.
Did you say feeling like filth?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was making sure. I was like, did you say feeling like
the damn line keeps freezing. Yeah, bitch. I said feeling like filth.
Oh no, you're not freezing. You're not freezing.
Up on twats and stuff. What is fucking I even say? The Tussie cat.
Oh.
You done rub Tussie cats with other women and your man all sandwiched in between and stuff. Yeah, you would feel like filth. You're like, this is the last time, and it'll just be me and him. And he's like, no, bitch, Barbara's coming over on Thursday.
Oh, no. No, you weren't buffering. You're fine. I saw it. I saw
it. Was buffering. Kept showing buffering on my end. But
no. I was like,
I didn't know if you were frozen because you were like this, but it seemed like
I was listening.
Like, damn.
Oh, no, I was listening. I feel like, wow, filth. That word.
Filth.
She said feeling like filth. I feel like sometimes people in the beginning, and in Arkansas, Barbie was saying you have to have a conversation. But I think sometimes conversations are had and a person doesn't even have that on the table yet. Mm-hmm. You get into, there's some people initially that are like, oh no, like you said, I want to be in an open relationship. I think that sometimes people are hoodwinked and bamboozled because later on a person can come and tell you this is something I've heard more than not, like, I want to have a threesome. I want to, try something different. I want to spice it up for us. And I feel like, why does it immediately have to go to something sexual? Let's but for me, I'm speaking for me specifically, but in general, I think sometimes people are just like, we can explore together. When you said, why does she feel like, or a person may feel like this may be something they'll get out of their system? I think initially because the person holds a certain place, like it's I'm the girlfriend or I'm the wife or I'm the husband or the boyfriend and we're doing this together. I have a place. I'm solidified. You're just coming through. We're exploring. You're not something that's going to stay. This is something we're trying. But I think if somebody wants to make this permanent, like you said, oh, this will be a phase, and I'll try it too. It'll be fun. We'll see what happens. And I want to be supportive. I just feel like if you know that this is not something you want to do, that you're even open to in any way, and also the emotional part of it, because I don't know. And this is no dig on anybody else, but I don't want to see who I'm with somebody else.
Yeah.
don't want to
Got
see them.
better Tootsie Cat than you, then he really gonna want to go.
Well, even if he had, it's just like this for to see him being physical with another woman for me is just like, why would I want to see that? And I'm not trying to put that on anybody else because, hey, whatever floats your boat. But for me specifically, and it doesn't mean that you're not enough. I feel like realistically in the world, there's so many people, and they're good looking people out there. There's people that have things that I don't have. You know, that a man may have in common with, or who you're with may have in common with, more that you may not have in common as in the relationship. But I think you got to look at in the big picture, in the grand scheme of things, why you're with this person. Obviously they had 80 or 90% of what you want. So you're not out doing a comparison. I feel like it's greedy. I'm not going to be like, I got him, but I want to sleep with him too because I like this about him. I want them both. And now I don't just want them two. I want him too. And I want her. It's just like, I feel like it takes more commitment to be disciplined and to stay in relationship with one person. I think that all the other stuff that they have going on now, this is people just want options. I can just go and be with somebody else as long as you tell me. And as long as you include me and we can pick together. So where's the discipline in that? Where's the commitment in that? And I'm not one to argue back and forth because I know, and I try not to make mention to but I will make mention of her. Jada Pinkett is an advocate for this type of stuff. She's always, she's talked about because Willow
Ray going on tour with Will on his book tour and stuff.
No, I think they had, Willow was in a throuple where it was three of them. I'm still learning the terms, but it was her and two other people. So that was a throuple. They're all in a relationship together. And Jada has pushed heavily how, she would like believing in marriage and it's not, they don't call it a marriage. And, I didn't want to be married. I mean, I feel like she finds all these ways to still get what she wants. But I think that when you come into a union, there's sacrifice of things. If I can do everything married that I did when I was single, then I don't need to be married. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like if you could do everything you did to lose weight, if we could all just eat everything we wanted to and get the same results, like there's something that's being sacrificed. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to make sure. So if I could sit here and eat hamburger, pizza, cake, everything, and it's like there's no sacrifice because I'm still gonna have a bomb body. I'll never have a stomach. I'll never be overweight. Nothing. No, the discipline that I have to implement for me to have the type of, healthy inside and outside body, outward appearance that I want is sacrifices. So I feel like those are sacrifices that come with being in a relationship too. When I commit to somebody, me personally, again, I'm not saying for the people that are in open relationships or throuples or whatever it is, there's sacrifices I make. If I don't have to make sacrifices, what is it worth? But I've heard, her specifically, it's like you shouldn't put, all that pressure on someone to make you happy. It's like I'm not putting pressure on a person to make me happy. We've entered into a union, and there are things that we agree on that we're going to do in this relationship. But yeah, I'm not with the changing up after. Yeah. And if you lie to me, it's going to be more of a problem. Or if you tell me now I want to explore, you knew that before.
Yeah.
You knew that before we got together. That's why when we were talking last week, I was talking about watching who you're with. People jump into stuff so quickly now. Yeah. It's like, how long did you know him? I knew him for a month. 2 months later, we moved in. Now we in a full-blown relationship and we having a kid. And it's 6 months. This is 6 months time span. I love him. We have the same favorite color. We like, the same movies, and we like to paint. These things that they have in common. And then it's like, and we're open to dating other people too. We want to explore together. I feel like those are things, you can do those things with someone and not be in a relationship.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm not pushing that, but I'm like,
I
why
agree.
would it have to be a threesome if you and three people got together and you guys wanted to all have sex?
Yeah.
I'm not pushing that, but you get what I'm saying? If I
Yeah.
know a guy and we're not in a committed monogamous relationship, but I mean, people have all these titles where they're like, that's casual sex or whatever. No, if I'm single and a guy I know is single and we cool and we're attracted to each other and we know each other and it's like, yeah, and let's bring somebody else in. That's a threesome right there. He's not committed to me. I'm not committed to him and we're doing what we want to do. And there's nobody that's hurt. I shouldn't be feeling any type of way. This is not my man. I'm
Yeah.
not his girl,
Exactly.
his wife. But I think when people bring that stuff into a union they have, they start poking holes in it and start speaking negatively about why does marriage have to be this way? Or why
Yeah.
does it? No, you don't even have to enter into that. Just do you.
Yeah. And then I think about like when we think about people later down the line wanting open relationships, is it like you always hear about the men wanting the open relationships. If it's a woman wanting the open relationship, then does the man say, oh yeah, let's give it a try? Or is he like, oh no?
Well, I always think of, I don't know why this image comes, but every time I think of threesomes and anything open, I always think of another girl being at it. I've never seen, not that it doesn't
Man,
exist, I just never heard it. I never hear a woman be like, I want another man here.
yeah.
Threesome, bring another dude in. I know exactly who I want. I want, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's why my rule is if you're not gonna be comfortable with it being done to you, don't bring that to me. Don't bring it to me.
Exactly.
So if you want to ask me about bringing another woman in, okay. What about? Can I go pick somebody first? Let me go first. And I want to. And then if he's like, what? It's like, no, we don't have to go get a girl first. Let me go find a guy because
Exactly.
let me go
Then
pick
he's gonna
somebody.
be like, no.
Right. So that's why I said it already kind of starts off one sided. Even think about it. When you hear about these threesomes or whatever, it's always another girl. Even on the movies, you see them bring another girl in, and I feel like even I don't know why they push this narrative. I don't even think a man physically is supposed to. You can't even take on two and three girls. Cut it out
Yeah.
without it having some type of drug or an enhancement or something. It's not set up that way. I just think that sometimes people are like they like I'm greedy. I just want more. If you let me, I want more. Now, if somebody brought that to me, it's like, well, okay, yeah, let me start first.
Yeah.
Let me go find somebody. Let's we can ease into this. I know exactly who I want to. Somebody in the tuck like that you were thinking about? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I bet you he won't take too kindly to that. Even with the whole entanglement thing, Jada Pinkett and Will Smith, he took that like a shot of liquor. I don't know if you watched that when she was telling him. August and I, when I was looking
Oh,
at them, I was like,
I did.
okay. And yeah, it was just like, I don't watch Red Table.
Yeah.
That was like trending everywhere when that happened.
Yeah.
But she looked at him and told him, I had kind of an entanglement. He said, entanglement. He was confused. But I believe that there's some other antics that we don't know about that have
Yeah.
been going on. And that's why that's what came to light. It's some stuff
Yeah.
that didn't come to light.
Yeah.
Even with that, it's like she went to a whole nother dude. I don't believe August Alsina was lying when he said I talked to Will. And he
Yeah.
said it was okay. Who says that? Why would you? You know what I'm saying? I believe him. I
Yeah.
just think that it came out, and it wasn't supposed to come out that way.
Yeah.
And that everybody, oh my goodness. But I think Will should have been a G about it and been like, yeah.
Yeah. Might as well. Shit. You went
I
buck
mean,
over Chris Rock. You
exactly. That's a whole nother, because I was so
I'm just
irritated by it. I was hot with that. I'm like, oh, so you want to go off on him, but you're not going to go off on August like that. You're not
yeah.
going to go off on her. Because if
The
I
one
was him, she probably
trying
would
to
have got.
be your wife.
If I was him, she probably would have got choked out on the red table. And that because I'm like, I'm not going on your show for us to talk about this. Are you crazy?
Mm-hmm.
But then a lot of times people gloss over other people's feelings, and it's all about what they worry about how the world is going to feel, how this will affect
Exactly.
our finances, how do we roll this out to everybody else? It's like, fuck that. What
Yeah.
about me? We don't need to deal with this because it came out in public. I'm not going on no show or
Yep.
doing the red table or nothing.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
have to
process
explain
this.
anything.
Right. I'm gonna process this the way that I want to, and you deal with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But her even bringing him on there and him coming, I knew already who was wearing the pants and that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She runs that because there's no way you're gonna have me process you telling me this in front of everybody for ratings. These are my freaking emotions. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? But I think she got dirt on him though. I think
Yeah.
he had to do it because in that talk, he said, "I'm gonna get you back," and she said, "You already got me back." So
Mm.
she knows something about him that
Yeah.
he don't want the world to know, and
Yeah.
that's why he deals with stuff. She got some dirt on him. Don't you
Yeah.
you can't get busted publicly cheating on me and then want me to react. That's what that was. React
Yep.
on your show where you're gonna get millions of views. My raw emotion of you looking at me telling me again, because I already knew behind closed doors, but you want to tell me in front of the world, and I need to respond or react. This is not a
Mm-hmm.
private moment. You want to just tell me this in front of everybody. No, no, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's nuts. She's nuts. With those types of things, people bend the rules.
Yeah.
It starts out one way, it don't end up that way.
Nope.
And that's why I think, if somebody decides in the relationship down the line, she said short term for lifestyle. Yeah. If somebody decides, if I'm in a relationship and they decide down the line, this is what I want to do, depending on how they catch me, I might be like, oh, yeah, cool. I'm going first.
Right.
And I'm going to just look at them.
Let me pull out my phone. How about
I'm going first
Tyrone?
because I got a couple of dudes I've been wanting. They're
Tyrone,
probably like,
he might be a good one. You see
yeah.
Tyrone on Instagram. Man, a man wouldn't even know what to do with that.
Look, and I don't want to have a threesome. I want to do a throuple. I want to be in a full-on relationship with somebody else. They'll probably be like, crickets. No, we're not. We're not doing that. I'm supposed to go vet other women for you to bring in here. No, that's what we do. Let's go vet some men first. Do this. And do you have to be present? I start asking questions. They be like, oh, I be like, how is this going to work? Do you need to be there?
Yep.
Like, they give me the.
It's a whole on job application.
It's gonna take a minute before I finish through the people I want to go through. So do I only get to do one and you do one? Or can I go a little bit and then you go? Do I get a turn, you get a turn? He be going.
He gonna be like, you know what, never mind.
Yeah, because he don't really want that smoke.
He don't want the smoke, and they don't be thinking about that. They are always thinking the woman's gonna either say no or just flat out just be with it. But you want me to be with it? I got about 25 questions to start.
Yeah, and I think too, sometimes we put ourselves in a position where we're so eager to please or start thinking about how can we keep the person and what can I do because he's feeling this way. No. How am I feeling? And let me reverse this let me do this back to you.
Uh-huh.
That's how I come from. If it's somebody I really love.
When you come to me with that.
Say that again.
So he could see how it feels, how I as a woman feel when you come to me with that. Now you see how it feels,
And some men I think will be so cheesy because they'll probably be like, well, go get somebody. And then you go all the way through with it, like to go find a person, all that. And they'll be like, and that's why this relationship can't work because you really went through with that. I was just playing with you. I was just playing.
Just say you was just playing, so I was indulging like you.
Yeah, no, they don't be wanting to smoke. They don't want to smoke. That's horrible. Yeah, I think that you have to be selfish with that. If that
Yeah,
question is brought to your relationship, if you never selfish, that's the time to be
that's
selfish,
fine.
because you bring in a whole nother person into the intimacy part of your relationship. You can't take them out. This is not like you go play tennis with somebody and you go back home. Like, this person is about to be in a very, like, the intimate parts of your relationship. And I don't care if it's like, that was nothing. That means that woman can look over at your man or whoever, but if it's a woman, if you guys go to a restaurant and see her, she knows sexually what he like. She
Yeah,
know all y'all business. I like to keep certain things private. That's definitely a place the bedroom is not what I'm just inviting somebody into.
yeah,
I'm just not.
exactly.
I wouldn't feel comfortable with it. I don't know if a man that I chose was saying he's comfortable bringing another man in there and that can be with me. I'd be thinking about that too.
Yeah. Be side eyeing his ass.
Yeah,
Picture
like, you can go get whatever man you want. I'd be like, you kind of want him too, don't you? You was looking at him too. But that's how I would do that. Yeah, that's a crazy one. Arkansas Barbie said short term for lifestyle. She had some comments before that. What was she saying before that? Oh, I saw something go up.
She was saying, I practice open relationships. I have questions that have to be answered, and we have to meet in the middle. Sometimes the other person isn't even sexual. The other person could be like an emotional support partner. You would be surprised at how this occurs in the LS groups. That's why I was like, what's LS? And that's short term for lifestyle. And there's a huge group of men that are unicorns. But I don't understand is
What's a unicorn? Educate me. What's a unicorn?
I want to assume 1 in a million, because in the tech world, when you have a unicorn tech company, is
Mm-hmm.
just a tech company that really takes off, gets a lot of venture capital. It's like a 1 in a million type thing. So,
But she said men. She said men are unicorns. What did she say?
so is that what you mean by unicorn? Men are the unicorns?
And did she say she practiced an open relationship, or she would?
She does.
Oh, she has one now.
Are you in one now, Chloe? I'm gonna grab some tissue for my nose. What?
Hey, so Arkansas Barbie, you said, well, I don't know if you typing. So are you saying you practice, or you're in one? Unicorns are people that want to be added to couples. So is the unicorn, they come in as the third person? So is that like a throuple? That's interesting. For throuples, so unicorns, do they come in and create a throuple? Some unicorns are single that get added to couples. Oh, okay. So a unicorn can be looking for a couple to be added to. So they're on a hunt. Or a couple can hunt for a unicorn to create a throuple. Did I get it right? So while you were gone, unicorns look for couples to be added to. So I said a couple can be on the hunt for a unicorn, or a unicorn can be on a hunt for a couple, and when they come together, it makes a throuple.
So if a unicorn is a person looking to be had, what are the couples called?
It's a throuple. I think it's a throuple when they come.
Well, they're called a unicorn. Do they have an animal name too?
No, they're just a couple.
Oh.
I mean, some unicorns are long term, and you learn quick. What are you learning quick?
That you going to be in the long term or short term?
No, she says some unicorns are long term, and you learn quick. And then she says she does practice open relationship. Yeah, man, that's interesting. Wow, I don't know. I mean, I think I'm a little like I already share everything else in the world with people. I'm a little selfish there. I want who I'm in a relationship. Oh, she said I'm saying Vera learns quick.
Oh.
Okay, thanks. Now I know how that goes. Wow, my hat is off to someone that can share. I saw something, this is years ago, like was it on Jerry Springer somewhere, where the guy had all these wives. I couldn't do it. I don't like sharing like that. You
Yeah,
know,
me
I want to share that way. You know, I maybe, some people like it. I think Jada Pinkett was like, it requires a lot of discipline. Like, and so does marriage, because I feel like she speaks so negatively about marriage. I get
yeah.
irritated because I don't speak negatively about thruples or open relationships. So don't, I don't like when people try to
And
push like
been
bullying.
married outside of Will to speak and to have spoken ill about marriages?
Say that again?
Has she ever been married besides to Will?
No,
And having
no, no.
marriage to speak ill?
No,
I
no. She
like
literally, the
have this.
problem I have with her, and I don't want to go on a bash with her, but I don't like when people have an agenda and they're not open. You
Yeah,
have what your lifestyle is, and you can be, and now if you ask me, do you like this? I have a choice.
yeah,
But when you use your platform to try to push something, I feel like she pushes the narrative that marriage is like, it's just a lot and the structure of it. I feel like it's like she makes it like it's prison.
yeah,
And if that's your thoughts on it, and you've only been married once, or she's been married 20 times, I might be like, damn, she's got a sample size. No, you've been married to him. And they said you walked down the aisle crying. That's already off to a bad start. I wouldn't marry nobody that was walking down the aisle sobbing because they didn't want to get married. I wouldn't.
yeah,
But I feel like she uses her platform and pushes. It's almost like low level bullying
yeah,
because people are listening and she's got all these people tuning in. And I think at that point, a person will try a whole bunch of stuff.
yeah.
And it's a lot of information you're giving someone. And I'm with you. You've only been married to him. How do you know?
Yeah,
How
and
do
if you
you
speak
know?
so ill, if you still married, when y'all divorce, you still get alimony.
No, I feel like she said, we will never divorce. If I gotta live in one end of the house, and you do, because she's like, I'm a part of this empire. She's not big like him.
Yeah,
She's got some money, but he's bigger. And
yeah.
I think her ego was like, no, I'm keeping my claws in all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, I'm sure just from what I'm saying, I have a disdain for her. I
Right.
feel like how she represents things and stuff is just so.
Yeah,
Even when you alluded to earlier with the whole thing with the Oscars, I
yeah,
was getting into it with people about that, and it was like, whoa. I just felt like that was so unnecessary. I don't care how upset you got. That was uncalled for, and I feel like it wasn't handled. If that had been a different race, if he went up there and slapped
oh,
Leonardo DiCaprio or
yeah,
somebody else of that ethnicity, he would took his butt up out of there. He
yeah.
did it because he knew he could. And that's
Exactly.
a bully move. So I don't have no respect for him. You're a bully. You you
Yeah,
you did it to him and I think Chris Rock handled that like a champ. Whatever
he
y'all
really.
issues were, you should have went and talked to that man. You know, whatever. People joking all the time, talking about each other. They joke about other people in the audience. So you want to get up and wild out because you got all this repressed anger because this woman is rolling her eyes and shit. I don't have no respect for her or for
And
him. It just
just
pressed.
ask that. You didn't have to wait for the Oscars.
He did it. He did it.
You have, y'all
He
live
did
two
it.
houses.
He did it. He felt like, that's what she needed, and then she'll say, I didn't need it. It's toxic. I can't rock with them like that. It's just wild. It's a lot going on, and no, I don't have the perfect relationship. I'm not here to judge you, but some of that stuff you put out there is crazy.
Yeah.
Arkansas Barbie said she's not a good representative of our community. She makes it look so bad. She does.
Yeah.
She does, and she forces it. She tries to make it look good by downing other people, other options like marriage. It's like, I'm not gonna push this, but I'm gonna say how bad that is. So you are pushing it.
Yeah.
That's messed up. It's like, I'm gonna get on here. I'm not gonna say short hair is what you should have, but I'm a bad people with long hair, braids, and everything else. Well, damn, what options did you leave me? Short hair, No, that was a good one though. Did you have any other questions? Hi. Do you have any? Was there some stuff I missed that she was?
That was all. We covered that. Yep.
That was it. We got it.
Yep. So what you pulling now?
I'm gonna jump in the Malibu for a minute.
Oh gosh, that girl.
What happened? Healing versus forgiveness. And that is something that's perfect. Because I think people get it twisted. Just because I forgive you doesn't mean I'm healed from the situation. It doesn't mean that our relationship goes back to what it was. People will force healing and forgiveness has happened. You can tell me, I'm sorry about what happened between us. And it's like, okay. And they were like, so we're going to do lunch next week? Healing has to happen.
Yeah.
And it's not on your terms because I forgave you. I was wronged. And it's a process, and everybody's process is different. And I think if you truly want to see someone heal, you're going to be open to them going through that process. And you're not going to try to time it, and you're not going to put yourself first if you're a transgressor. If you're the person that wronged them, how are you going to put them on a timetable about things going back to normal or what you want? Because, they're not healed. I think that as soon as you tell somebody, I understand, I'm not mad about it, I forgive you, it erases everything. And I feel like there needs to be a distinction made between healing versus forgiving. I forgive you. I have to heal from what happened. And if you can't understand that, then we need to end this right now. Because something happened to me and I have to process that. And in me processing it, that may mean that we don't do the things we used to do. That may mean that it may not feel the way that it used to in our relationship, be it friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, co-worker, whatever it is. When you hurt somebody and they ask for forgiveness and you extend that because you want to, and that could be a part of your healing, to forgive. But that's not like it's done.
Yeah.
I don't like that. And I see it a lot. People will do something to you, and then it's like, okay, back to the norm. Or then it's not even acknowledged. That's another one that goes into this. You will be wronged, and someone can know blatantly that if you did to them what they did to you, they would see it clear as day that this is unacceptable. They will do it to you. If you don't call them on it, it is overlooked, and let's keep moving like nothing happened. And I think that's really bad because some people have breaking points, or it's a buildup, and then it's just this thing where it's like, where is this coming from? Because I was late. And it's like, no, it's not because you were late. You start reaching back. You've been doing this type of stuff to me, not respecting my time, not being supportive, not doing this. And I'll say I've had a situation before where I have been told that I will build a case against somebody. And what I'll do is I felt like I was giving people opportunity, to change, to get better, instead of jumping on someone right when it happens. So someone can wrong me and I'll see it and it's like, okay, I'm gonna let that slide. Clearly this is not cool, right? I don't like what they did to me. But then they'll do it again, and then some time will go on and they'll do it again. But then you can hear them, they'll tell you, or you'll see that they are not accepting of what they're doing to you. They will not tolerate it. You cannot do it. So when you are like, enough, I cannot, you've been doing this stuff. No, you've been doing this to me for a long time. Once it's identified, if the person is like, I'm sorry, I didn't even know you felt that way. You can be okay with, okay, they apologize, but that does not stop me. Now I got to heal from this.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you need to like acknowledge. I think people are so quick to say, I'm sorry. They don't even fully take in what they did to you.
Exactly.
When does that happen?
Get in another argument, they're like, I thought we already cleared the air of this. No. You barely know what you said sorry for. You were just saying it because you felt like that was the thing you needed to say and you thought that was going to make you feel better. And it don't work like that. I need you to own up, acknowledge, and dig in to see exactly where you may have went wrong. And that's what people don't do. They don't dig. They're just quick to do the surface apology instead of saying, well, tell me how that made you feel. Like, I need to know because I don't want it to happen again. But people don't do that. They think it's, well, I apologize and we just gonna go have drinks and be happy go lucky.
But I think when that happens, it reveals a lot about the character of the person and their sincerity. And you got to pay attention. We talked about that a couple of lives back. Watch what people show you, not just what they say. Somebody can tell you anything, but their actions will really show you who they are. And I know people still make mistakes. I'm not saying everything is in stone, but when someone says, I'm sorry, I have a habit of saying, do you understand what you did and why you're saying sorry? Because you're saying sorry because you're so quick to just want this to be over with. Why are you telling me sorry? And if the person is like, oh my God, you're being so extra. You really want me to tell you why I'm saying sorry? Yep.
Because your ass don't know why.
I do. Because you don't want to hear my mouth anymore, or you just want to like, let me just fix this real quick. If I say sorry, it erases it and we move on. We're not here anymore. But that's the part of that forgiveness. It does not mean we move on because that's only acknowledgement, hoping you understand what you're apologizing for.
Exactly.
And then from there, that's when like a healing part can come in and you just really put yourself in a different position. When you say to somebody, do you forgive me? That person at that point can sit with it. They can say, I have to think about it. They can say, this is a bit much for me. They can say, I forgive you, but I need time, or we gonna have to work through this. And I don't know what that looks like. So it's going to be a process. And right now, this is what I need from you. When you put yourself in a position because you did something wrong and you truly want to be forgiven, you got to be in a position of like, how can I help? How can we make this better? How can we recover from this? Or how can I make you feel that this won't happen again? And you don't know what that looks like. But when you start trying to rush it, you just keep, I thought we were done with this. We still talking about this? Like, that is not cool. That's not good. And you are interrupting their healing. And I'd rather just say, ask for forgiveness and go on about your life. If you don't want to be there for the long haul, specifically, I can use this one up for if someone cheats, because you hear it all the time. I used to watch a little couples counseling. I watched divorce court. You will hear people say, and she just keeps bringing up, I know I cheated. I know I did it, but that's the past. That was almost a year ago. The wound is still there. If you feel like you're not ready to see what that healing journey looks like, or this person may come back to this again, you need to kick rocks. You need to say, I am truly sorry. I'm so sorry for how I wronged you.
Yeah.
And I can't even make it right. You know, I probably would take a lifetime trying to make this right. But I also can't be in the healing process of this because I can interrupt it. Because I don't think I can go the distance. And that sucks, but I'd rather you be honest with me than keep interrupting my healing or rushing me based on your timetable. No good. Not cool. Like, you know, that's not right. You not sincerely wanting to see me get better from this. You want to be done with this because it's like, I did it. Okay, it's acknowledged. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that? Why are you going to interrupt my healing because you asked for forgiveness? I forgive you. And now, once that happens, if you want to skirt on because you're just like, even if you say I forgive you, and it's like, so what does that look like now? I did this. Do you forgive me? Yes, I forgive you. So now what happens? I don't know. Well, I'm going to need to know something.
FYI, I have a minute and 30 seconds remaining on this slide.
That's hilarious. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's read a few comments before we get cut off so we can continue on when I read, you know.
Sure.
Arkansas Barbie said, I don't think the relationship should go back to normal. I had someone lie on me and admitted that they lied and never apologized. We will never be the same. Not ever in life. But thank you acting funny when you don't fool with them anymore. And then that was all.
That people are selfish. Oh, Blaze said people are selfish. Well, they are. They can be, but I think for the healing, you need to be selfish when you were wrong.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, it's going to be a tug of war because I'm going to be selfish when I've been hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you extend forgiveness to me, the olive branch, that's great. But at that point, if you sincerely want to see me be better and you really feel like you wronged me, you got to walk that walk with me. And if you don't want to, you ask for forgiveness and exit stage left and go on with your life. I'm cool with that too. But you will not interrupt my process of healing.
Yep.
That's what you're not going to do. Because people interrupt with it.
Guys. Oh, gosh. And we're back.
Does it tell you how many minutes you have when we start?
No, it doesn't. But at the 2-minute mark, it lets us know.
That's wild.
Which is crazy because it's never done this until last week. So,
well, that's because we come on from this page, you think?
It probably is, because it wasn't.
But we need to start somewhere, so we have to start coming on from here. So
exactly. So we just gotta. It is what it is. Just gotta do what we gotta do.
Yeah, but before it went off, I was just saying that I know that it was like I forget who commented. People are selfish, but that's the time where I'm gonna be selfish. You're not going to interrupt my healing because you asked for forgiveness. And if you don't know what that looks like for me, then ask for the forgiveness. If I give it, fine. If I don't, you ask for it, but you need to go on with your life. Don't put your timetable, your energy, or expectation on me because you need stuff to go back to the way that it was.
Exactly.
You know, I got a problem with that. So healing versus forgiveness. Forgiveness can happen immediately. Healing is different for everybody. And what I was saying before we got cut off, I see it a lot on the different little shows I watch. You know, you hear, you cheated on me or you hurt me, or Arkansas Barbie was like, they lied on me and never acknowledged it. That's another thing. Yeah. When someone does something to you, they don't acknowledge it. People need to hear. It needs to be a validation of that. Like, this is what you did to me. If somebody keeps saying, you did this, you did this to me, and you're like, I get it. Sometimes you need to just say, I did that. Own it. Own it. Actually say it out loud. I did lie on you. I did do that to you. And I'm sorry I made you feel that way. I'm sorry. It was not my intention. Acknowledge it. When somebody keeps saying something to you and you keep telling them, okay, 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 there's no acknowledgement. There's nothing. You're just going to go back and forth. They're telling you what they did. You're like, okay, you're always saying this. And no, that's not what happened. Did you sit with it for a minute? If you didn't, own it and validate it for them. They're not crazy. And if you feel like that's not what I meant to you, I feel like I would lead with, wow, I didn't know that it came across like that. I apologize. My intention. But still the person felt that way. Yeah. Don't just dismiss the person for feeling the way that they feel like you made them feel. That's a part, I believe, of healing starting too. Some sort of acknowledgement, some validation of it. That's why when she was Arkansas Barbie was saying, they lied on me and never even admitted it. Imagine if somebody in a relationship cheated on you, you caught them, and it was never talked about. It was like, we just gonna move on. That's over. And you're like, you cheated on me. Okay, but we gonna move on.
Yeah.
We gonna move on. That's over. I'm not doing it no more. Let's go on. It's almost like sometimes people need for you to say you did.
Exactly. It's like, I can't just brush that under the rug.
No. I can't even read those. Can you see the comments?
IG Blaze said, forgiveness doesn't absolve you of your guilt. I just choose not to carry anger and hatred. That doesn't mean I have to deal with you though. And Arkansas Barbie said, I don't want an apology. I just want a yes, I lied. My name means everything to me, and you slandered it on purpose.
So what you want is you want your name cleared. So in that, it's like, I don't even forgive you. I'm done with you, but at least let people know what you did. Yeah. And that's still part of healing.
Yeah.
You're still talking about that in the life right now. You still have not healed fully from that because that person never acknowledged it.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks. That's the worst. It's just like, we just gonna gloss over this. Oh, well, the way that you can heal, because you don't want to be carrying that around being bitter and stuff like that. You just have to cut ties with that whole thing. It's like, I know who I am. I know, the type of character I possess as a person, and you don't define me. And I'll continue to carry myself in such a way that goes against anything, any slander you could bring to my name. Because you may never get that from them. That your healing has to happen a different way, because they probably doing what they're gonna do. They're doing what they're gonna do. And if you're looking for them to say it, or you're giving them the power to clear your name, you never heal from that. They can't clear your name. What you do as a person can clear your name. How you carry yourself as an individual, your character, your morals, who people see you as today, that releases you of that lie that they said, you're a liar. That's the only way you can do that. You prove them wrong, but don't give them the power where you're like, you got to let people know. You got to let people know. No, they said it, but do your actions, do you exemplify, do you do things that line up with you being a liar? If you don't, you got to release yourself from that. Like, you don't define me. I don't carry myself that way. I don't do things that would link me to a title of being a liar. Yeah, see, and that's that stuff that she said, but still want me to be an auntie to their kids like nothing happened. That's the bondage we talked about a couple of things back where we were talking about being in bondage to those titles. Mm-hmm. Where people are like, I have a title. Arkansas Barbie, you've been here for every single one of them. Remember we talked about people having these titles, so it's like, I'm entitled because I have this title. I don't have to. I'm above the law. I'm above reproach. I'm above all this because my title is this. No. You a full person. And you can take, as long as, I feel like it gets tricky when it's like you're attached in some kind of way, where it's like they do this for you and you do that for them. So it's more than just title. But if you don't have to have relationship, I would just make it known. This is what's not gonna happen. You have done this to me, whether you acknowledge it not or acknowledge it or not, it happened. And this is what I'm gonna do to heal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even need your forgiveness. I'm on a healing journey. And part of it means not dealing with you still because you don't acknowledge that you did this, and me just being in a relationship with you continues to bring up to me like you said that you did that to me. Nah, we gotta do something else.
Yeah.
You know, that's me with that right there.
I agree with everything you said.
Yeah, that's a hard thing, but
Yeah.
healing versus forgiveness, they are not the same, man. People just lump it all together. It's not the same. I can forgive you. That does not mean I'm healed from what you did to me.
Yeah.
If you truly want to still be in my life, understand and know each individual is going to have to go to some sort of healing process. If you do not want to be a part of that, or you have a timetable, or things need to go the way you want them to, you need to go on and exit stage left and don't interrupt their healing.
Exactly.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Go about your business. Because it's not fair. It's not fair to ask for forgiveness and then jump and interrupt their process of healing. It's some crap. And that is beyond selfish to me. You wrong somebody, you're forgiven, they extend you forgiveness, and now you need them to get things back to where they used to be. Or respect the title. I know I did that to you, but I'm your whatever the title is. You know, it don't work that way. And that's just me. That's my opinion. It don't make it right, but that's my 2 cents on from my mild bowl healing versus forgiveness. There is a huge difference, and I think that if more people had an understanding of it, people wouldn't keep bringing up stuff later because the healing so many times. That's why they're bringing this up 4 and 5 years later.
Yeah.
Because you kept telling them, why we gotta talk about this? That already happened. I did it because I wanted to, or it's all this stuff. It's like, nah, you never were fully healed from it.
Yeah.
Probably wasn't even acknowledged.
Yep. I agree.
You look like you about to go to sleep.
I would just read a couple comments before I pick my poll. Arkansas Barbie said, I don't think kids should be punished, but I can't associate with them. And Stage 21 said, amen, no interruptions.
Yep. Oh, yeah. It gets really risky.
Okay. I'm just going to pull from my bowl. Probably because I'm just not a spicy person this week.
Rick the critic said that just means they are conscious when they commit the offense. Ooh, I hope not. That's crazy. That's wild.
You had me writing notes.
Oh, when I was talking? Man, because people get it so mixed up. It's like
I got some quotables.
Oh, good. That's good because that one right there.
Like this, I can write.
That's good.
Okay. Sorry, it just got hot all of a sudden. So mine is handling conflict in a relationship. Like, I know, good communication, but how do you properly handle conflict in a relationship? It doesn't matter with your partner, with friends, with family. Like, I know often we can kind of fly off the handle without expressing ourselves, So, like, how would you suggest people handle conflict in any relationship, situationship, aside from, like, communication?
Well, before I go into that, we won't get get over it. That's the worst. That's so hurtful. That's such a hurtful statement. When someone says that, that's cold. To
Yeah,
me, that's the coldest, because you literally are taking away their power to heal. You are putting it on your timetable. You want them to get over it. You want them to not be a wimp about it. You want them to stop talking about it. That's so wrong. Like, that's horrible, because it's like, how you gonna wrong somebody and then tell them to get over it?
get over
I'll
it.
go back into that conversation. I'm gonna jump on your topic, because that's just, it's so hurtful when you look at somebody and they're telling you repeatedly, you see it all the time, somebody keeps telling you, no, you did this, whether they're yelling it, whether they're crying it, whether they're writing it. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge it in the sense like, I did not know that I did that, or I did do that and this is why, or that never happened. Acknowledge it. You got to acknowledge it. Don't tell somebody to get over it. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, yeah, I did. Yeah, I slapped you. Yeah, I stole your money. Get over it. That happened last week. That happened last month. That if somebody says that to me, it not only does it tear you, it's hurtful. It hurts you, because it really rings, I don't care.
Exactly.
It really speaks volumes. Like, I don't care how you feel, and I feel like I don't want to hear this no more. That's so wrong. Wow. Yeah, that's a rabbit hole. I'm trying. Let me jump back over the thing.
Before you start, let me just read YG's Blaze. Well, it's in regards to what we're about to get into.
Okay.
She said that this is a struggle for me. I do not like conflict, and I probably have poor conflict resolution skills, because I'll just walk away and I don't even care. So, how do you handle? How do we handle conflict in our situationships? I'll just say situationship, because it's not always, it could be with family, friends, partners.
Well, the first thing I look at for me in conflict is, are you worth it? Sometimes you got to pick and choose your battles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, YG Blaze said, I walk away when I don't care. You're
Yeah.
not even worth me going back and forth with. You're not worth the brain power. I'm just going to make adjustments and we're done. So I think you need to pick and choose who you want to, and take the word conflict, who you want to work with. Mm-hmm. Because all relationships, I believe, require work. People I love, I will labor with you. That's where the conflict comes in, because I'm going to go back and forth with you. You did this, I didn't like it. We're working through something. We're trying to figure out. We're trying to get a middle ground. We're trying to figure out. I'm telling you how I feel. You telling me. I'm going the distance, because when you don't care, you can walk away. What I need to talk to you for now? I'm not even about to deal with you no more. You're not worth it. I don't even like you like that. So I think that when something is worth, when you care about something, it's worth fighting for. That's where the conflict comes in. If you were exhausted with, I just don't want to, you have to take it in consideration what message that sends to the other person. Because sometimes for me, I'll be quiet because I'll do more hurt than help, because I don't have the words.
Yeah.
If you have to do that, and I used to be really bad with that stuff. So I'm there with her. Touche. I am a person, when you hurt me really bad, I gotta back up, because I'll do more hurt with me saying something to you. So it's like, let me just back up off you, because you just wronger than two left shoes. Mm-hmm. But there's only so much time you can let go by before things should be addressed. Yeah. Stuff falls by the wayside, people make assumptions, all kind of stuff. So when you care, the first thing I say with conflict, are you worth me even going back and forth with? Yeah. Is the relationship worth that? Do I even want to create an open space or platform for us to have a dialogue and try to work this out? So I know when I hear people say, I don't like conflict, I don't think it's so much as you don't like conflict, because when you love somebody or they're worth it, you'll figure out a way to try to communicate, to have some resolve. I wouldn't go to the word conflict. It'd be like, I got to use my words or some sort of way to communicate to them so we can have some sort of understanding or some compromise. They need to know what happened. Because if I just walk away from it, I leave them to their assumption. I'm letting time pass by, and who knows what can happen. You know, we have expiration dates. So I get quiet because and I'm still working on these things because I might not have good words to say.
Yeah.
But in that, if the person reaches out, you know, that's like, let's table it. Let's talk about it. And even then, there's some people that are very unreasonable where it's like, you know, you might not want the conflict because it is just that. Like if I try to talk to them, they're so stubborn. They're not going to want to hear that. And I mean, Blaze, if that's the case, if you feel like you don't like conflict because the people you want to have conversation with, you can't get a word in edgewise or they only see things their way, that is conflict. Because you like, I don't want to do this because I already know they're not even going to hear me. My words are falling on deaf ears. They going to pull rank. They going to tell me what they didn't do, all that type of stuff. That is conflict, and that's frustrating. But what I do for that type of stuff, I'll write something down. I'll write you a letter. I'll send you a text. I'm going to get everything out I need to say.
Yeah.
And you can process that. You know, and then if you feel like I don't want to hear it, I still was able to communicate. And it wasn't conflict because I love you enough. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
And it's good to me. I didn't just walk away. I tried to tell you something. At that point, if you don't want to receive it, now there is no conflict because I said what I had to say. And, you know, if you want to write me back or, you know, whatever, or maybe, you know, it just may be something where those are conflicts when you're dealing with people that are unreasonable, that are set in their ways or stubborn, or they just can't see it. That can be a conflict too when people just can't see what you're telling them. You know, that's how conflict can come in because it's like a tug of war. You know what I mean? So I handle it. First thing, is it worth it? If it's not worth it, there is no conflict because I'm just gonna make some adjustments and you won't even know about it.
Yeah.
The end. The end. We're doing something else. That's not even a walk away. I just suggested the relationship.
Yeah.
You know, you have me at a 10 now, I might be at a 5. Now I'm at a 2. Eventually it's just a 1 relationship. You ain't gotta like it, but it is. This is what we're rocking with now because you took it there. That's what you made this. I'm not about to keep going back and forth with you. I'm making some adjustments. Some people you'll go to war for. It's like, we got to talk about this because it's so worth it to me. So me first establishing, is it worth it? You already know communication was in there. You said that earlier. And then just looking at the tools and resources you want to use to table it and work it out. You got to work through it. That is going to be, some people always say conflict. No, sometimes that's like tilling the soil. You can't just plant seed in the ground and the soil's not been turned and, you know, prepared for it to be planted. You got to do some work. Relationships require work. Whether you want to call it conflict or whatever, anything worth having, you're going to have to work for it. Mm-hmm. Anything that's worth value, you're going to have to work for it. It's not given to you. That's why it's worth something. There's sacrifice in it. The sacrifice of having communication, having these talks, feeling like there's conflict, but it's worth it to you. So if it's not worth it, there's never conflict. It just doesn't happen. But if it is worth it, I say change your mindset and don't feel like it's conflict. Figure out how you don't make it conflict. It is communication. It is me letting you know. And if a person comes with like, oh, it's going to be a conflict, then you can make some adjustments or you got to make some solid decisions on how you want to keep working with this individual. If this is something they show all the time, I'll make adjustments.
Yeah.
That's what I do. You know, so one, for me, is it worth it? Because there won't even be no conflict. 2, how can I effectively communicate with the tools and resources I have to work and the relationship that I want? And 3, if it's not happening like that, if it's not reciprocated, I'll make some adjustments. And those adjustments can go from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, what we don't even have. That's the walk away for me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I handle conflict with relationship, with, you know, people I'm in relationship with. Like you said, be it spouse, friend, co-workers, those are relationships. You know, we break up with jobs all the time. That's why you quit. You
Yeah.
might have been for a raise, and there
Mm-hmm.
was conflict. You came, you communicated. You know, I'm someone. I'm an asset to the company. Because you were fighting for it because you wanted to be there, and they kept telling you no. So you made some adjustments, huh? There was no conflict. That's resolved. You went and got another job. So
Mm-hmm.
conflict, don't look at it as conflict. Change it, switch it. It's you first, knowing if it's something you want to work at, and then how you're going to communicate what's going on, and then it's like you can make some adjustments if that's not something that's happening. And that's how I would do that. That's what I'm always trying to apply that. I am a work in progress because I don't even do this stuff sometimes. I done jumped over to where, how she said it, I'm not dealing with you. I'm not dealing with you because it's so much. But this is scripture for me. Be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. I'm still trying to learn how to do that, still to this day. Because if you do something to me, it's knee jerk, it's emotion. Especially if I'm like, I wouldn't do that to you. You're hurt. Anger is just disappointed hope. So now I'm angry and you about to get this work from me. You know? So I need to back up because it's not gonna be good. You know, I shouldn't even be having conversation and I'm mad with you, you know, or trying to figure something out when I'm mad with you. Those people
Um,
said too.
YG Blaze, what you say, Bear?
I said I was trying to read one, but I think there were some other comments, and then you started reading it.
Oh yeah. So YG Blaze, she had responded this earlier, and then a new one. No, I can care and still walk away because I just don't have the energy to fight with nobody about anything. I'll just be like, okay, and adjust and move on. I've spent emotionally with people. And then she said, I just kick squares on my circle, and those people that are left, it's easy to have conversations with about things. But these other people know I said they ask where they belong.
If it works for you, hey, it works for you. You can't make something work for somebody else. If that's working for you, I do it.
Mm-hmm.
That was you? Is it my turn?
Yep, it's your turn.
It's my turn. I'm wanting a spicy bowl.
Okay.
This is funny. Are Black women unnecessarily aggressive?
So we got to deal with people's bullshit. But anyway.
You know what? That's so funny to me, and I put it in the spicy bowl because it can get real it can get real heated with those type of conversations. I feel like we are given the stereotype of being unnecessarily aggressive because that's what people either have seen depicted through film if they've never had interaction with. I say a good number of Black women. Don't give
Yep.
us the stereotype of you've had one Black woman, and I'm with Arkansas Barbie. Define aggressive. Yes.
Yes.
Is it the tone of my voice? My Angela, is it the twist in my hips?
Or is it just the color of my skin?
Yeah, but I think sometimes people are expecting us to come off a certain way because of an experience they've had or because what they've seen depicted in the world through film or stories they've heard. So if it's not firsthand experience, don't give us that title. But I do feel like sometimes we can unnecessarily be aggressive. And I feel like it's a product of what we've been subjected to and how we've had to deal with things in our soft girl season.
I'm listening. Sorry. Go ahead.
Our Arkansas Barbie, do you remember the soft girl season that we talked about? So I was being silly alluding to that, but I feel like sometimes it can be looked at, and you're right, sir, as us being aggressive because we have to be that way because we weren't either respected or even given a seat at the table when we weren't. There, when you keep coming in, whether it's very docile, very like cool about it, or you just kind of even keel, and you feel like, hey, I'm here. Hey, can I? Excuse me, can I? And then when it's like you over, excuse me, yeah, I need some help over here. So what I'm gonna need for you, and it's like, wow, she was very aggressive. No, you didn't acknowledge or hear me when I did it the other way. And I feel like we get that we have to shoulder some weight. We've had to come in and be a presence and a force as, you've alluded to as being single mothers, as being maybe the underdog, or as feeling like we're just not heard, or fighting a stereotype of us being depicted as being weak or, not enough in certain areas. It's like, I'm going to come in and I'm not that. I'm going to change the narrative. I'm about to come in here what they may say aggressive or be assertive. But I think that that's just our way. I think for me specifically, I had sisters and I was raised by a single mom, and my mom was very strong and direct. And that's what I saw. When the balance is offset in homes, when you don't have both parents, because it should be that way, I think it kind of tilts something. And I think for us, we don't get that where we can be kind of docile and, that balance. Sometimes when your mom is wearing the hat of mother and father and she's teaching you, feminine, docile woman, but she's also shouldering the weight, maybe things that your dad might have told you, or just making sure no one takes advantage of you, you move differently. I just feel like I feel it's not proven that, and that's a whole nother topic. Black women that come from single parent homes move differently than ones that come from two parent active, not just two parents. If one's not active, just being there entitled alone. I'm talking about when you're nurtured by your father and your mother, when your father is active in your life and loving you a certain way, and this is a certain relationship. I don't think we have that type of aggression. I think it's a different balance. But when you come from, this is my own opinion, when you see a single mom and then you coming up and you might be a single mom or just, hey, it's just me by myself and this is the narrative or this is the stereotype and I'm coming in here, you're going to respect me and you're going to listen and you come in soft at first. And it's like, it's like if I knock on the door softly, it's like, oh, I'm here. It's a presence. And I think that can be perceived as aggressive, but I don't think it is. I think with little men, no, we don't want to be taken advantage of. So we come in and we're very, as Rick the critic said, direct. We are. It's like, what's up? What we doing? Because you've been trained that way. And they say on Jerry Maguire, I've been to the circus, I've seen the clowns. What is this? What are we doing? We have to be that way or we'll be walked over. We are taught to be that way. If you look at other ethnicities too, they're not reared like that. I'm talking about interaction with Caucasian women, I've heard other men, they're not as aggressive as Black women, but the upbringing is different. You start looking at how even some homes, if you see a little Black boy and a little Black girl and it's a mom, sometimes even then the girl is doing more. Look after your brother, wash the dishes, do this. We are taught that they're not going to give you nothing. You better go get it. They're not going to give you anything. You better get it. No handouts here. Are you muted? You're muted. You're muted.
Sorry.
What did you say?
Like, and that's why we're trained to be so assertive and direct in life. Like, ain't nobody got time. Like, I'm here to get the job done. Like, don't waste my time.
But weren't you parented that way? Think about
Yeah.
coming
Yeah.
from a home with another black mother that was that
Carry
way.
on
She'll
too.
tell you, get it
Yeah.
together. Ain't nobody got time for that. Get up, get this
It,
done, and take
it,
care of this, and do that, and hurry up. So we don't get that. You know, I think other culturally or other ethnicities, it's different. And it's
yeah.
not because they're weaker. I think that it's the upbringing. We are not a majority, not all of us, or we're not reared that way.
They've had
We
their soft girl season all their life.
when you were walking, I said, you know, we don't have a soft girl season. I was laughing. I was telling Arkansas Barbie, I laughed about it. But it's like, let's go. Come on. You know, and we're trained. And I think even unknowingly from single moms, you will train your daughter like that because you don't want to see her get, you know, messed around.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, get it together, hurry up, handle this. And she's trying to get it together. And as she grows into a woman, she reaches back. She might even try a different approach initially, you know, and she, you know, yeah. And it's like, oh, this is not working. She goes back to what she knows. Oh, you going to respect this gangster. You going to respect me. And that's the aggressive. Even in relationships, we talked about this a while back, like with men. If a man says, I'm aggressive, find out why. You know what I mean? If you don't want to find out why, don't just give the title away so quickly. Now, I do know you can see some people being super aggressive, and sometimes it's just ignorant.
Yeah.
It's not even aggressive. It's like, that's straight ignorance. Like, that's not even aggressive. That's ignorant. I don't even associate myself with that. But if you have the opportunity to interact with a black woman, whether it's woman to woman, man to woman, and she seems assertive, I look at a soft reply rebukes wrath. Ask, wow, you coming in hot, kind of hard, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We good. You know, am I coming off aggressive to you? Do you feel like, and they might be like, no, that's just how I am. Okay, cool. Cause I don't want it to be misconstrued. Cause I'm feeling like you giving me, you know what I'm saying, aggressive energy. And you can have that conversation. But I look at film too. A lot of them, the neck roll and all that, they put that on the screen for us too.
Yeah.
They make it like we are, you know, you know what you're gonna get with a black woman, because they are not about to, and it's like, it's not even all that, but we have been equipped to be aggressive, direct, whatever you want to call it, assertive, because that's the way of life for some of us. Well, how else do we know? You know, we weren't taught to be. We came in already having to be, you know, direct, assertive, aggressive. Like, so whatever we have to. How you gonna
Yeah.
get what you need? How? So
Exactly.
that I throw that to you. I just wink like, yeah, because that's my thing. Like, do you feel, Elle, that we are unnecessarily, or have you been boxed or, you know, stereotyped, or it's like, oh, she's so aggressive, or have you heard that narrative before from other women, men?
I have heard it in person and of course on TV and stuff. And it's really, like you said, the upbringing partially, but I just don't like the term aggressive. I just think for some of us, it's just like, we're here to just get the job done and we just ain't got time for shenanigans in between, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And like you said earlier, don't put me in the box with one clerk at Walmart that you have the issue with. And then with all the clerks at Walmart, okay?
Right, yeah.
No good customer service.
Right. That's ignorant.
Yeah, that's this, all this and this and that. That's ignorance. That's not us. We are can do attitude type people, and we like to, you say one thing and we like to just get it done. Boom, boom, boom. That doesn't make me aggressive. But I also don't like my time wasted. You know, I'm just assertive and I get things done because the way I was raised, I ain't got time to play. You know, and it's unfortunate, but I think people just misconstrue aggression where it's not needed to be, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm not aggressive shit. I'm just saying. Uh, Break the critic that black people are for black women are for grown-ups, not for the weak or the thin skin. That
Black women are for grown people, huh? That's the truth. That's the truth, because if you don't want to explore, if that is the lump sum total of who I am and that keeps you from me, you don't need to know me.
exactly.
If you coming with, get into, I hear some silly stuff sometimes. We come in all shapes, sizes, colors, hair, everything. It just throws me when it's just like, I don't want a black woman like this. Okay, that's one type. That's not all of us. And those are things, whether it's I don't want to have, an attitude. I don't want her to, belittle me. I don't want her to have long nails. I don't want her to have a weave. I don't want her to be, what I'm saying, a moocher. I don't want her to be lazy. It's like, where did you get the narrative?
Because black people ain't the only one with long nails, first off.
Or weaves.
Or weaves.
Right. Or lazy.
Have weaves for the longest of times.
Or lazy.
Thank you.
So my thing is, if you make a broad statement like that about black women, you better have a huge sample size. You better say, I've dated 100 black women, and all of them, or a great majority, about 70 to 80, were like this. And this is why I'm saying black women. That's a broad statement. Not some. You said black women are aggressive. Black women are lazy. Whatever it is, you need to have some stats to back that up. Some big ones. Don't tell me about your one experience with a black woman.
Exactly.
Or like you said, the clerk at Walmart. She don't speak for me.
She don't.
Yeah, and why is it so easy to just be accepting of it and not prove the narrative or the stereotype? Have you ever noticed that? It's like it's so easily accepted. It's like they are. It's like, oh wow, thanks.
And you know what too? Like it don't dawn on you, but when people be like, oh wow, you're so nice. It's like, and I wasn't supposed to be? Was I supposed to be aggressive? Was I supposed to come in rolling my head? Like, I'm just trying to...
When they say stuff like that, I would ask. I'd be like, what has your experience been other than me?
Yeah.
I want to be bold. I need to know. Like, wow, what has your experience been other than me? And how many people?
Exactly. Because now when people say, oh, you're so nice, now I'm going to start thinking about that. Like,
oh, I want to ask because I really want to know, what has your experience been? Am I so nice for a woman, for a black woman? That would be me being aggressive because I'm digging in now. Like, what do you mean by that? It's a very broad statement. You're so nice. I didn't expect you to be so nice. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Is it because I'm tall? Is it because my hair is blonde? Is it because, I wear pants? Like, please enlighten me. I need you to elaborate on that statement.
And make them poke at you too to bring out your aggression, to try to bring out your aggression.
Yeah, but when you say that, I need you to talk to me about it because I don't want to be left to my assumptions. That's how I will flip it. Exactly. It's like, oh, I don't want to even assume that you meant it a certain way. So please enlighten me. Let me know what you meant by that statement. What did you mean by that? Is it age? Is it height? Is it, hairstyle? Is it, I need to know.
Yep. I'm just going to do a time check. It's 8:42, but I'm going to read some of these comments real quick. YG said, we just have to learn how to have balance because yes, we can be aggressive and sometimes overly aggressive, but when in the presence of the right person or the right people, that aggression can be tamed. But when we feel like we have to do it all ourselves, then yeah, you will catch the wrath of God. Arkansas Barbie said, but other women can't handle everything we can. But we don't have to watch that on TV though. And Rick said more white women wear extensions and clips. Facts. Look at Britney Spears. That's like, you're so pretty for a big girl, YG Blaze said. And Rick the critic said, most time they have never had an experience. Most of that comes from the media, and that's very true.
Oh yeah.
Well, I will say 99% of it probably comes from the media.
So like this is real time. You'd be like, this is real time. That's why I'm so nice. That was a director. Those are paid actors. Those are paid actors to tell a story. That's not my life.
A story is the key word.
You know?
Who is more aggressive than white people?
Listen, I just that topic for me, it can be stretched in so many different ways. And, you know, are black women unnecessarily aggressive? It's the word unnecessarily that I always teeter with, because we can be, but is it unnecessary? Is it called for? Where did it happen? How did it happen? Did you experience it? Were they being, like she said, assertive or direct, or was it aggressive? And don't get me to a 10 and I started at a 2. That's another thing I don't like. You ever be somewhere and you be like, I don't want to be that black woman. But they trying, it's like you're trying to be so like, okay.
You like, I'm taking deep breaths at the table, boy.
Because you don't want to be that black woman. But then it's like, okay, I'm at a 2. Now I'm at a 5. Ooh, I'm at an 8. Now I'm at a 10. And it's like, oh my God, there's the aggressive black woman. And it's so unnecessary. No, it's not. I was at a 2 and nothing was happening. Then I was at a 5 and you still tried it. At an 8, you begin to question me and act like you had no part in this. Now I'm at a 10, you know? It gets wild.
And I just hate that people unnecessarily pick at us for that reason. It's almost like they want to prove a point. You know?
I try to pick and choose my battles, and I try to stay. If you can identify your triggers, you can't avoid them, but you can identify them, and you can start to kind of, like, I intentionally don't put myself in certain situations where you can put me, I might have to do a 10. You know, where I'm shopping at, you know, where I go to eat, the people I surround myself with. And that may sound like you can't do it. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I have seen, this is an experience I've never shared. Have you ever driven to really nice areas and gone shopping there and the people are so pleasant? Good morning. Hello, how are you? And then you go to some savory areas and people are mad. You walk in and they mad. They looking at you and they bringing your food. You know, you're bringing your groceries up, and it's just like, I'm spending my money.
You ever gone to Walmart?
And then for location. So I make it a point. It's like, I'm going to drive the extra miles and go there. I like the experience. I like when I'm greeted with great, you know, or good energy. I like when people are smiling. I like when they're pleasant. I don't need to go nowhere and spend my money and people are disgruntled and mad and I didn't do anything. That's how you gonna get me at a 10. I'm gonna meet you. I'm fighting not to meet you with that same energy. Why would I necessarily put myself in those situations?
Exactly.
If you can. I'm not saying everybody want to burn the gas or do that, but I just know the triggers for me. And if you identify them for yourself and it can keep you from going 0 to 100 real quick, I'll do it.
Because I was somewhere, I don't know, yesterday or today, and I was like, we were at the farmer's market on Friday, and it was kind of like you walk up and you're looking, and it was like the person there wasn't acknowledging us. And he was talking to someone else, not a customer, but the person there working. So, you know, we stood and I'm telling Q, you know, like, let's just go. And then the guy acknowledged he saw Harlow and stuff. But for me, it's like, you stop talking to who you're working with and you acknowledge the people who come to your thing. Because I was like, let's go back to homegirl right here to her booth. You know what I'm saying? And because in retail, it doesn't matter what you're doing. When you see a customer, you say, hi, how can I help you?
But that's not only in retail, that's in value of who's spending the dollar with you. I have a dollar. You want my money or you don't. I value my dollar. And I think that's dope what you did, because I can't stand when, it's a pet peeve of mine. Man, they don't never, they always rude here. Here you go spending your money. You know, I was doing, and it's like they're never gonna treat you better because you don't demand it. You keep going in there spending your money. They treat you like crap, and you show up the next day to take it. No, or you roll your eyes at them. It's a whole jacked up exchange of negative energy. I remember this guy. I had to be about 20. He would go into the market across the street from where I lived and get into an argument with the guy that was actually selling. He sold single cigarettes and swishers, and they would go up back and forth all the time. This was, you could catch it any time. Man, no, and it perpetuated the cycle. And I asked, why don't you just buy a case of them from like Smart and Final or somewhere? You know, somebody selling this in bulk. He got it from somewhere. Getting and exercise the power of your dollar. I ain't about to do all that. I'm not doing all that. The ignorance. So you'd rather go in there, be met with negative energy. He don't like you. Give him the money, and next day the same thing. It's crazy, but it's lazy too. And that's a whole nother topic. It's like what you say that you don't change your choosing. No, you just lazy.
Yep.
You're lazy. I don't even look at this. People will talk about a situation and don't want to do the work to get out of it. So they're not choosing it. They just lazy. It's like, ooh, the work I have to do. And that's a whole nother topic. You know, it's like identifying how lazy you are.
Yep.
It shows how accepting you are of something you don't like, but you're not willing to implement the things to change the situation. Yeah, that right there. That's in my bowl somewhere. What's the time count? Then when they're not cutting me off this time, we'll just get ready to roll on out. If you
at about 8 to 9 minutes because it's 8:50.
Okay, cool. But did it have questions or anything, or was there stuff there?
Yeah, let me read a few. Because people only understand loss of life or loss of finances. An ass whooping will teach you how to move in the world. If I get a barking, then you pay attention. And that was YG Blaze, and Rick the Critic said called training. That's a Southern thing. Culture difference. In the South, they move slow and feel that no one is in a hurry. LOL. Excuse me. And that's the comments there. Yeah, they do move slow in the South for sure. There are some people that just, it's just how they are. Oops, burn my tongue.
We're done with the bowl. I'm over the bowl.
How's that wine been? How's that wine been for you this evening?
Oh, I still have a full bottle. Like I didn't.
Because I ain't really
still have some in my cup. I told you can't. I just sip it. You can't. Literally, this was sipping live. It wasn't. You have to eat something with that. For me, somebody else might be like, "Oh, this is so good." Not for me. Yeah. I have to definitely. It'd be a mukbang at that time, like we're eating and some pasta or something with it. It's not bad. I just can't just keep like I would my sweet stuff. Yeah. You know, my sweet stuff would get all the love. All the love.
Oh, bitter bitching. Welcome to the club. Good night, Arby.
Good night. Good night. We're gonna wrap up anyway. I'm excited. You said welcome to the club. Oh no, I'm going back to my suite. I will still and
Girl,
that won't be happening again. I'm over it. I'm over it. Well,
it gives me bubble guts.
You read the comments, right? We're good?
Yep, we good.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for joining. If
Thank you.
And I know I don't know if you've been pinning it, but if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggested topics, something you want to see go in the bowl, it's still random pool, but I want to bring something to our attention like, yo, you guys, can you just kind of touch on this in the beginning? Just things like that. You can always email us at watchsipandlive@gmail.com. We are here every Sunday from 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What is that? 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, I did the CT.
Yeah, because I don't know.
Well, just one behind you. They're 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then you're 7. But yeah, I'm glad that you guys took the time to join and lend your energy, your effort, your time, your comments. It's always greatly appreciated. I look forward to Sundays and just having these candid, open, transparent conversations, whether they're spicy or mild. It's informative. Hopefully it's a takeaway. It inspires, impacts, empowers you. If it's not something you rock with, you leave it right where you found it. I'm a firm believer that just leave it there, not twisting any arms here. But that's it. I'm excited for next week. There's all this stuff going on. I hope you feel better, Elle. You get you some rest.
I drank my tea. Now I got Theraflu. I'm gonna drink some more water,
but that's gonna put you to sleep.
And to bed. I'm going. Yeah, it'll take a minute, but I just need to, get it in my system, and then in the morning I'm gonna get up early, go get my laptop from work, and then just email my supervisor's out tomorrow, but I'll email the other supervisor and just tell her I'm not feeling well. I'm gonna just work from home. But
I would do that all week. I would milk that. I would let them know I feel comfortable because I don't want to subject other people, and I love them.
All the other motherfuckers been up in here coughing, harking, all sick and stuff.
No. So I would tell them. I would say, due to my respect for my coworkers and the level of comfort, and also me getting my immune system built back up, I'm going to work from home.
Yep.
We just came out of a pandemic. No, thank you.
Yep.
They need to feel comfortable, and I definitely, because when you're fighting something, your immune system is down.
Exactly.
You're more susceptible than them right now. Mm-hmm. No, that would not be a request.
First, they send the email out all the time. If you are sick, stay home. So I'm staying home. No, I don't have the vid. Nope. I done took multiple tests in the 3.
Yeah. Nah. Yeah. But I hope you feel better and get some rest. Rest is needed. Your body's in a recovering state. You reset. Get some rest. Work from home. I do a whole week if I could. They would respect and honor that. And I would word it as such. For the safety and well-being and comfort level for myself and my coworkers, I am going to work from home until I'm at 100. I would not do that to you guys. And really, I'm not going to do it to myself. My immune system is down. I'm fighting,
Exactly. Yep.
Well, get some good rest. I look forward to next Sunday, and we'll talk this week.
Yes. Catch up on everything from yesterday and going.
Yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in. Whoever's left in the live, you guys have a good night, and hopefully you'll tune in next Sunday.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Bye.